Welcome to the rundown for Elimination Chamber 2026. This is where we go through everything you need to know before the pay-per-view or PLE ahead of this weekend and give my quick predictions on every match on the card. Before we get into the video itself, just need to give a little update. My Royal Rumble thoughts video is on its way. It's just the fact that over the last couple of weeks I've been stuck at work so much that I've had very little time to film it and record it and edit it. I'm in the editing process, so hopefully that won't take too long and it'll be out as soon as it's done. So please just bear with me on that. I do apologise for the lateness of that. But anyway, let's jump right into the rundown. So, Elimination Chamber this year. They've really not really caring about this show, are they? Because the build to it has been there has been nothing special about it because WrestleMania's around the corner and we need to put more focus on that. But we've got to get through this show first. So we've got Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee for the Intercontinental Championship, which this feud's been going on since WrestleDream when AJ made her return to the company, but hasn't really been the hot feud that we all hoped and thought it would be. So we had Survivor Series with them interacting, AJ costing Becky the Intercontinental Championship briefly. We all hoped for some sort of interaction in the Rumble itself, but nothing at all. And that's been about it, because nothing against AJ, but where her obviously contract is like part-time sort of schedule, she's not there every week. And the fact that on Raw this past week, the Go Home episode, for their match, it's just a video package, nothing in person. And like I really thought this was going to be built into WrestleMania. I personally think this is a setup match for Mania. So I think whatever happens here is going to lead to the rematch at WrestleMania with a stipulation. So yeah, that's the first match of 4. The next match is for the World Heavyweight Championship of CM Punk versus Finn Balor. And again, feels very obvious what's happening, because even though that WWE keep telling you there is a very slim chance that Finn Balor could beat Punk and become world champion and go on to WrestleMania and face Roman Reigns in the main event, don't let them try and pull that curtain over you, because it's obvious that Punk is more focused on his match with Roman at Mania, and this is just, a tiny stone to get over. And I hate that because I love Finn, but this is really giving off Dean Ambrose trying to ruin the planned WrestleMania main event back in 2016 at Roadblock, I believe, when he tried to dethrone Triple H to muck up WrestleMania plans. But, it'll be a good match, obviously. You'll also hopefully this will hopefully lead to a proper push for Finn coming out of it, and that's just him sustaining his momentum out of it as well. But at the same time, it is a filler match for him, for Punk, really, and I hate that for Balor. On to the Chamber matches themselves. The first one being Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James of all people, and Raquel Rodriguez. The winner of this will face Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Who the hell's winning this? Because looking at the lineup, there's the obvious choice, but it's difficult because when you look at all six in this match, you've got Tiffany. Well, she lost the belt to Jade at Saturday night's main event and beat her at SummerSlam. Rhea is half the tag champs and is probably going to be doing something like that at Mania. Alexa is in her tag team with Charlotte and is most likely going to do something with them at Mania. Same as Asuka. Kiana James is just there for some reason. And Raquel Rodriguez, who was getting a real good push against Stephanie Vaquer for the World Championship on Raw. I really don't know where this is going because I was really convinced that Bianca would have been back by now, would have won the Rumble, challenged Jade at Mania, and we would have gotten that clash. But she didn't, and she's not here now, so do you go with Rio just as like the emergency pull cord on your parachute? Because Rhea's always going to be over. But I feel like Rhea, Alexa and Asuka are all busy in the tag division, which is a lot stronger than this WWE Women's Championship division. I really don't know, and this just feels like, again, a weak, like not a weak lineup, but just this show just feels like, we've obligation, we've got to do this. It's not right. We've got Chamber, awesome. So yeah, we got that. Then we come on to the men's Chamber match of Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and whoopsie, I guess Jey Uso's here because Bronson Reed got injured on Raw. Oops. And whoever wins this goes on to face Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania for the undisputed WWE Championship. So Bronson Reed supposedly was supposed to be in this match instead of Jay, but he tore his tricep apparently on Raw. So Jay's now here. Again, it just feels very much of we've got to do this. And like I said, there hasn't not been any build to this show. Well, very lacking. The fact that the Go Home Raw had barely anything for this show. It just shows that they're not putting their effort into this. So yeah, it's quite obvious who's winning this match, and I'll get to my predictions in a minute. But I'm more interested in what I would like them to do and how they would get around this. So, before I forget, we've also got The Box. Right out of Vince's playbook, we've got a giant crate that's getting unveiled on Chamber. Maybe that'll main event like last year, that we got the Cody's decision of joining The Rock, which led to Cena's heel turn. It's amazing to think that the same pay-per-view, or PLE if you want to call them that, a year later is just this, when you had one of the greatest of all time turn heel in one of the greatest moments of recent memory. And now we've got a box, and it's basically going to be, most likely, the gobbledygooker levels of, Anyway, I'll go into what I think that will be in a second. Predictions time. So, starting off with the Becky AJ Intercontinental Championship match, I'm predicting Becky to win because I think this is going to set up the rematch at WrestleMania with a stipulation where AJ will then win the Intercontinental Championship. I see this as a Rusev, John Cena sort of vibe, with him, or Cena passing out, not losing, but then getting the win back at WrestleMania. In the same vein. The CM Punk Finn Balor World Heavyweight Championship match? Well, this is easy. CM Punk. It's just, it's been confirmed. There's no chance that Finn's going to get a win. It's just inevitable that Punk's winning. Moving on to the women's chamber match. Now, it's between two people for me. And it'll be, like I said, a scapegoat and parachute. It'll be Rhea. But I do not think Rhea is in the world, or in the main championship picture at Mania. I think she is going to be in a tag match with the rest of the division. So that leaves Tiffany. I think we're going to get a trilogy of Tiffany and Jade, and I'd probably say that Tiffany's going to win, because at least then the belt will get used a bit more, because, you know. But like I said, this lineup for this chamber is very, well, you got three there that aren't going to be involved in the match, and then you got somebody who was in a really good story on the other show, and Kiana James is there. But yeah, Tiffany to win the women's chamber match. Now for the men's, Cody. There's no question about it. It's Cody is winning this match. And the fact that Jay's there, he's not going to affect. Randy's always a choice, but I reckon Randy will have like a showcase match at Mania, or he'll be in some sort of segment. LA Knight fans will want LA Knight to win, but Knight's not going to win this. Maybe you set up a Randy Knight match at Mania here, potentially. And it sucks for like Trick and Javon, because, you know, they're not getting anything. They'll probably be the first two eliminated. But with Cody winning, which sets up him versus Drew yet again at Mania, where does Jacob come into this? I really want at Mania to be a triple threat with Drew, Jacob, and Cody. If Cody wins here, how do you get Jacob in the match? So yeah, I'm really intrigued to see if that unfolds. But that's just wishful thinking on my part. So it's Becky, Punk, Tiffany, and Cody are my predictions. And with that, Elimination Chamber is this Saturday or Sunday morning for us over here. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please check out the others, and like I said, my Royal Rumble thoughts video is coming. Just please be a bit more patient, and I'll have my thoughts video on Chamber very soon. So thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye.